creative process rounds 1 through 4?
Oh my gosh.
You go first.
Qualifiers? Okay.
You guys first. Okay, you go first.
So, no, you go first. I don't
What?
go first.
You do this all the time.
I do, because you're so good at talking.
Oh gosh, but I don't want to seem like that guy that's just like always talking over his wife. All right.
You're not.
That's
You're not. I'm just quiet.
Round 1, qualifier round, we did Happy. We actually did that for our audition number for the show. So there was a whole audition process before the show even aired, which a lot of people don't know about. And some of us got calls to go on it. Some people actually auditioned. But yeah, Happy was one of the pieces we did. And when we did it for the audition, producers really wanted us to do it for the show. They thought it'd be great for round 1, and so we rolled with it. Even though it wasn't our most ideal, we actually agreed because we thought it'd be a good move in terms of introducing who we are in a familiar way. Because for us, at least, not being on a show like this for ever, we're having to build a new relationship with a new audience. And so we have to treat it like no one has ever seen us before, while still being able to show a little bit of where we've come from. Plus, we just know Happy would be a good solid piece for a round 1 to build our way into it. We revamped some things. We made it a little more with the story, because originally when we did it, it was just straight choreography.
A little more partnering, like very little, but a little bit more.
Yeah, and it's funny, I think when we were first doing this piece, I remember performing this at In Paradise, and then I remember like running on stage. I think I was talking to you, Pat, like in the wing, and I was like, I don't want to do this piece anymore.
Super tiring.
Yeah, it's super tiring.
Super tiring.
It's so tiring, and running on stage to do it, and then like how many years later, I'm still doing the dang piece. It's still alive. It still haunts me to this day.
Just one thing to add, because I know that I think some people or some of the reactions like, oh, they got scored really low for that, which we appreciate, but I think just in context of what actually happened that day, we were the first contestants to go on, like, ever. At the first taping, first people to go on stage, first people to dance in front of the judges. We actually left without getting our scores because we were so excited, and the judges forgot to score. So everyone was like, all right,
they're like,
cool,
really
we
great
danced.
job, all right, we'll see you next time. And then we're like, all right, peace out, and we're running off.
And the producers
then
are like, go back on
all I hear is, Keone Mari, go back on, Keone Mari. We're like, and then we're trying to go, down the stairs, and like the door wasn't opening. I was like, what's going on? Let me out. You guys need to go back to stage.
But yeah, I mean, we're the first ones to go, so I think that gives a little context. I get it, because if I were to be judging a competition, I usually won't score the first piece really high. So you gotta give some leverage. So yeah, just to give a little context with that particular round in the scoring.
Yeah.
At least for us.
Yeah. We kind of wanted to, like, in the scheme, like, we knew we wanted to bring storytelling to the competition, but like in the grand scheme of all the pieces, we almost wanted to show like a story in our evolution of movement throughout the show, and wanted to progress our way. Starting with Happy, we thought that'd be solid enough to get through, start here and then build it up.
There's definitely a strategy. We had a plan A, B, and C. Bunch of different options, but
That's funny. I remember you guys telling me when you guys did go first. I was like, "What'd you guys score?" And you're like 85, and I didn't know that you guys were the first ever performer. I just asked for your score first, and I was knowing what you guys are capable. I'm like, "Dang, they got an 85. Like, this is gonna be tough." Dude, like, this competition is. Oh, let's go. You know what I mean? But yeah, you guys being first, same thing. Like every single time I judge, I'm calibrating, right? Don't want to like score like 100%, and then the next person goes and they're just like a point better, and you're like, what do you do with this? But I still do think you should have got higher than 85. I'm just saying.
It's funny that you say that, because actually the reaction of our division, everyone was like, oh my God, they got an 85. We better go practice, you know, like because everyone was super hyped. We were going up because it was like the first one. It was like, yeah, let's go. Everyone was super supportive of each other. And then when we walked off stage, everyone was like stressed out, like. And then I remember Larry and Laurent were like, they got an 85. We need to go practice, you know, like. How about you guys? Round one.
When we auditioned, we did 2 pieces, and one of them was Icy Fire, and we did that one first because we didn't want to mess our hair up. We all did. That one was a no hat one, so we did that one first, and then we put our hats on, and we did Can't Kill Us, which was a Ving's choreography that we closed with for just years. And the feedback that we received were that producers really liked Icy Fire. They really liked Icy Fire, and just kind of like the, I guess, artistic offering that we gave them, and being like in this urban dance or like hip hop, if you will, realm, but approaching it in a very patient and, I don't know, isolated, but also like just very artistic way. So with that said, they were like, yeah, we want you to, kind of what they told you, they're like, we want you to do something like that, but we don't want you to do specifically that, because we had done it as our farewell round for ABDC, as our last round for ABDC. So it was like, okay, well, how do we create or recreate Icy Fire? How do we recreate it? And so,
These fools looked at me, they're like, all right, Anthony. How do you recreate that?
Yeah.
But we still really wanted to do Icy Fire. We
Yeah.
super pushed for it because like, especially for like real fans of ours, like to bookend ABDC
For sure.
and to, like start, you know what I mean? Just like you guys are saying that you're introducing yourselves to kind of like a new relationship. This is still a brand new one too, because like again, going from ABDC to like NBC, like produced by J-Lo and all that stuff, like we knew a lot more eyes were gonna be on it, but we still wanted so badly for them to know that like our first like handshake or our first hello was very like, that's the Kinjaz, you know what I mean? So yeah, just a stressful, very stressful period of trying to figure out what to do.
yeah, from like even song tracking, we went back and forth
Yeah, that
until
was
it was like, you have to send in your final song. Like we went back and forth on songs, like just trying to find the right sound and the right feel. And you can't really like find that sound again. It's such a unique sound.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And even the pressure for Anthony to try to have to recreate such an amazing thing.
Right.
Was just
Because
like,
then you have that in your head of like, I need to do better than that, and yeah.
Implanted by these guys.
Yeah, but even with that song though, it's actually a classic Kinjaz song in a sense that Anthony had actually choreographed years ago. If you find it on the Kinjaz channel, it's probably like the first video that you see is, they had already danced to that song. It's just recreating it in a new way of the new people at play, or like who we are evolved now as artists.
It needed to be that. It had to be something, again, like for anybody who has been following us since On the Black Ops or even before that, you know what I mean? Like it had to be an ode to like just who we really are, and knowing that like if we're here to like share our community or our culture, or again, an honest essence of who we are as artists and as people, like it had to be something that people could connect to all the way down the line, you know what I mean? And that was important to us.
Picking a song to try and quote unquote recreate the vibe of Icy Fire was freaking hard. But that journey, or not even journey, it's just basically us in text threads, meeting up, listening to all these different song suggestions, failing, no one fully being happy, and then that basically spread out over a couple weeks, maybe even months. Shoot, maybe even months.
I was Googling songs that sound like Icy Fire. No lie, like we had run so dry that I was like, I don't know what else to do.
Going
And
through
the
all
pressure
of
just like,
Ed
guys, we
Sheeran
have to find a
discography.
song, we have to find a song. Songs that sound like Icy Fire.
Yeah.
Just listening to those and being like, this might work, right? And it's just like, you're so far down the hole that like it's not even something we create to. It just kind of maybe sounds like a song. You know what I mean? Like, man.
So then we kind of like rewinded and we're like, all right, for like our first episode, it just has to be like the right introduction to Kinjaz, right? Like it has to feel quote unquote so Kinja, but not too far down the rabbit hole. Just like if we had to be like, hi, I'm a Kinja, like what would that sound like? And so there was a day when I was with Anthony, we were in his car, and you were like crazy stressing about it, and we were listening to all these different songs.
It was like, dude, just breathe for a second. Just inhale and exhale. Just let it all, just stress free. Just breathe for a second and think.
And you were like, and maybe like it'll just come to us. Like, I'm just gonna try it. And then so like after we chilled out, you played a track. Or no, you didn't even play it. You were just on your, I don't know if it was like Spotify shuffle or whatever. But literally the song right after that was High for This. It was just playing, and we were literally just listening to it. We're like, oh. And then we're like, High for This. Yo! High for This! And then it just grew, yeah. And it evolved from there.
For sure couldn't use the old choreo. Imagine just going on stage for like $1 million.
Whoa,
Damn, dude.
Still is cool.
Shout out OG YouTube.
OG
I'd
YouTube.
like to share one more experience, just based off of you guys being the first. We were actually the last, I think, right, in our division. We were the last to go in our division, and my ass was doing math the whole way through. And I was like, guys, because we knew that round 2 was the dual round, right? We knew round 2 was the dual round, and we were last. And I forget who was before us, but whoever was before us, I think it might have been Rouge or something like that. They made it through, and I was like, guys, 10 people made it through. You know what I mean? Like, I was counting, and I was like, I can't have a duel with an odd number. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, we literally grouped up, and we were like, 10 has made it through. Let's just go out there. Let's do us. And let's just, whatever happens, happens, but let's be proud and let's represent ourselves well. You know what I mean? And just leave it all out there, because we had been working at this thing since September. Like, we started early game. It's not like the show started in January and that's when we started to rehearse. Like, we were here every day, Monday through Friday, since September, like training for the show and just getting everyone on the same page and working on our content. And it was just a very nerve-wracking and real moment, because it's like, what if they took everyone already and we're about to get cut because there's an even number already. I think it was just high emotion leading up to that point, and then to step off stage and get the highest score in the division. Our minds were completely, it was like the ultimate, like,
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
A lot of uncertainty, especially in round 1, just not knowing where you stand.
Yeah.
Definitely a scary moment, but
And just to see everyone blowing it up, and we're gonna go on stage and freaking do this. I hope they like us. I hope they like us. You know, we have no idea.
Yeah, because that's a good point to bring up, because usually in the past with these shows, like very trick-oriented or athletic, flexible movement has been more successful. Whereas for us, we're a lot more intricate and subtle and smart and having to think our way through things rather than like body our way through things. So I feel like for the both of us, we all were like, well, hopefully they accept us and they accept us,
What do they want?
Yeah.
All worked out.
Kind of.